Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the podcast and the YouTube channel. Sal Vetri here, and today we are breaking down another LPL 3-game slate for Tuesday, 2 a.m. East Coast time. Again, huge prize pools, 50K to first as usual. And I'm very excited to announce something I've been working on over the past couple of days, thanks to Monkey Knife Fight, as you can see in the top, sponsoring this video and most of the League of Legends content, really all of it so far this month. I've created a course of League of Legends. It's sort of a mini learning series on really everything you need to know about League of Legends, from just the basics of the sport itself, all the way up to using an optimizer I use in the course itself, Fantasy Cruncher, as an example of getting unique lineups, ownership, a bunch of different things that are discussed in that course. And thanks to Monkey Knife Fight, we're able to make that course free as an add-on if you just deposit on the site. So basically, if you deposit $10 on Monkey Knife Fight, you get a $10 deposit bonus, and you also get the course, which is $30 value. So you get about $50 worth. So you're getting around a 66 to 75% discount because of the fact that Monkey Knife Fight was able to do this. So the course is actually free as an add-on on signing up via Monkey Knife Fight. Now, there's a lot more described. I'll leave a link down below to the page, but again, it's a free course that I made for League of Legends. It starts from the basics of basics. If this is your first time watching and trying to get into League of Legends, you can skip the first lesson on what is League of Legends, and you can just get into the nitty-gritty ownership, contest selection, lineup construction, using an optimizer and all that type of stuff, setting rules in an optimizer. So if you're interested in that, something I've been working on, pretty excited about it. Shout out Monkey Knife Fight for helping me out with that. You can see that down below. There's going to be a specific promo code to how you get in for free. You use that promo code. It lets them know. It triggers saying, hey, this person just signed up because of the course promotion. And then they let me know, and I send you on that same exact email that you sign up with them through, I send you over a free entry into the course. So everything is described down below in the link below on the course page. You can check that out. The updated promo code and links will be down there. I believe we're going to use SALFREE. That is SALFREE. But just to make sure, be sure to hit the link down below. Check that out. Really excited about the stuff that we're getting to do with Monkey Knife Fight. Them sponsoring that, taking about 80% or so of the costs away from the consumer, you guys. So really excited about that. Always looking for partners who want to not only help myself and my channel grow, but really mainly the community, because then it's a win-win-win for everybody involved if it's a good, beneficial partnership. So be sure to check that out. That is the big announcement for today. We'll maybe be sending you an email if you're a part of the email chain, the newsletter gang, so you can check that out as well through there, probably promoting that a little bit. So thanks again to Monkey Knife Fight. Thank you all for those of you that want to check out that course. Put a good amount of time into it over the last couple of days. Had a couple of people asking questions and decided to just make a huge, not a huge, or a mini series course on it. So with that out of the way, we have a 3-game LPL slate. Hit the subscribe button. We're pushing towards 20,000 subscribers, about 15 of you watching these videos daily. So thank you all so much. Really do appreciate that. Let's get into it, starting with the top lane. So top lane today, there's a huge favorite, and that's going to be Funplex. Phoenix, as you usually get them as a huge favorite. Minus 769 favorite was the opening line. Everything else, though, looks like pretty good odds is for close games, 3 rounds out of these games. Funplex Phoenix probably against LNG. LNG has been one to upset teams, including Funplex Phoenix, at times this year. It's a huge underdog, so I'm not going to call them a live dog, but they're definitely not an automatic lose. Like, I probably won't remove them from my exposures on Fantasy Cruncher today. But yeah, then you have E-Star as a minus 195 favorite over JD Gaming. And then lastly, you have Billy Gaming as the favorite, the slight favorite, minus 169 right now over Dominus Esports. So a couple of close games should be pretty good. Starting at the top lane, so Kane at the top for Funplex Phoenix. We'll see who starts between Kane and Gimgoon. Kane has been starting as of late. Kane is all the way priced at 6,800. No really expensive top laners, so I think you can be okay getting there. Leads the slate in damage percentage for Kane at 25.5%. You're getting the most kills by far at 4.5 kills per contest. Now again, it's a smaller sample of about 8 games, but it's a pretty good spot to look at. When you look at the opponent in LNG, they're actually dying the most in the slate, 14.4 times per contest. So that's going to help everybody, especially players who struggle to try and get kills, which is normally your top lane. Kane, though, picking up 4.5 kills per contest is performing very much like a mid laner, performing even like an AD carry there. I imagine as time goes on that reduces, because you're seeing a 66.3% kill participation, which is very strong for a top lane player, but you're also, that's indicating like 70 to 75% kill participation is usually where you see 4 or more kills. So probably Kane getting a little bit lucky there, but I'm okay getting there at that price point. Zayube for E-Star here as a minus 195 favorite, leading the slate in assists at 7.2, but not a ton of kill participation, not a ton of damage. Honestly, at 6,600, not somebody that I'm going to be calling out. I guess the way to talk about it, and I talk about this a lot in the course, is I'm probably going to have all of these players. I'm not going to exclude any of these players from these favorites or slight underdogs. If anybody that was going to get excluded, it would be LNG's players, just as a huge underdog. But even on this 3-game slate, I probably don't do that just to try and get a little bit more unique lineups. So when I go through these players, I'm trying to give you some of their attributes as to why they are a good player to put into your 4-man, 3-man stacks, 2-man stacks, but not as individual plays. Like, you don't want to just build a lineup of individuals. You're never going to win. So Kane looks good. Ziobe, a little more concerns in terms of the overall consistency that you're going to get there. And as a slight favorite, it might not be the greatest ceiling spot, especially obviously if you get the loss there. Flandre all the way down at 5,200. I mean, obviously a plus 463 underdog. You do get average kills, average assists out of Flandre. Decent damage for a starter, decent creep score, good kill participation, actually second on the slate out of all the starters. So Flandre at 5,200 is a player who's a huge underdog that when I'm looking at exposures, top lane, if I'm getting any Flandre captain, I'm just going to exclude it. But if I get Flandre as a one-off as a player who even in a loss can still score maybe in the 50s. That's probably wishful thinking, probably in the mid-40s. And then if you get the big upset, maybe you have a 3 or 2-man stack of LNG. LNG is the team that I would want the least of today. Like I would be shocked if they're as a stack owned more than like 2%. So if I get 3% of LNG in my 150s and I have 4 LNG lineups, I'm going to be okay with that. I'm not going to totally exclude them. It's not going to be anything that I feel like it's ruining all of my lineups. If I think that that's okay, I'll roll it out there. So Flandre, maybe I get to some of, but up top, Kane, Ziobe, they look fine. If you're looking in the mid-range, it's just a lot of players who start to not look that great in terms of not really getting much assists. With King in for BLNG, as long as it starts over ad. Natural is going to get a good amount of kills, 3.3 per contest for Dominus Gaming. So Natural is somebody at $6,000 flat, who, if you want to go for a slight underdog, does actually stand out. Right now, one of the leader on the slate out of all the starters in creep score per minute, 3.3 kills per contest, is actually second on the slate, only behind the top price Kane. So as a slight underdog, that's a pretty nice spot to go and have in your upset stacks if you're going with some Dominus Gaming. To the mid lane now. So mid lane, some really top players in the slate. You see Monkey Knife Fight props are on the slate for the fantasy points. Again, if you want to go down below and just sign up for Monkey Knife Fight, you get the course for free. You could put $10 in, you can put up to $50 and get a 100% match. If it's your first time signing up, you get a free just $5 bonus if you just click that link down below and check out what there is to offer in the link below in the description. If you want the course as well, be sure to hit that course link. So Cryan for E-Star, yeah, $8,000. These are not crazy prices. Like $8,000 is fine for mid lane, $7,800, and then it just drops off below $7,500. Sometimes we usually see some $8,200 mid laners, a couple $8,000. So I think these are pretty fair. Do and B though is just going to stand out. $7,800. I don't know how Do and B is not $8,200, $8,400. On the slate. I get it that Cryan is fantastic. Cryan actually leads the slate in assists, 1 more assist per contest than Do and B, slightly more kills per contest, 5 compared to 4.6 for Cryan over Do and B. But Do and B leads the slate right now at all the starters in damage percentage, right up there, like a half a percentage point behind Cryan in kill participation, and it's just such a big favorite, minus 769. You don't have to worry about the loss as much here with a huge upside. So I think Doomby is going to be very highly owned because the price point is really favorable, and there's not much I can say wrong about it. These 2 top players are the 2 bigger favorites, Cryan and Doomby. They're fantastic today. Doomby's 82.5 Monkey Knife Fight prop is, I would take the over there. He's averaging 89 points per contest per win. He's averaging over 90. Your only worry is if this ends in 2 rounds, if Funplex wins 2-0 sweep, you're not going to get the bonuses on Monkey Knife Fight for that 3rd round, so they're not going to score anywhere near the 82.5. So that's where maybe you get an edge by taking the under if you think it finishes in 2 rounds, but I like the over if you think it goes 3 rounds, which is what I usually project for. And then everything drops off a cliff. Like Cryan and Do and B on a tier of their own. They're both averaging over 5-point kills per contest, both averaging 7 or more assists per contest. Nobody else is averaging, out of all these starters, over 5.6 assists per contest. Nobody else is averaging, out of all the starters, 3.2 kills per contest. So it completely drops off a cliff here. I guess if you wanted to look just for any type of value, like the difference between Fofo for 7,400 and Do and B for 7,800 is huge. I mean, it's a 3 assist difference. It's a 1.6 kill difference. So I'm probably going to just get to Do and B there a good amount of the time. If you're looking for some sort of underdog that you want to take shots on, Yago for JD Gaming is somebody to take a look at. 62% win rate, 26 starts. You're not getting a ton of deaths, the least deaths on the slate. Obviously, this is going for a plus 140 underdog, so there are downsides. You just have a player that is cheap, which is good. But has an opportunity to win, which is okay. But you're getting in a situation where not creating a lot of damage, not great kill participation. That's why these price points are cheaper. So I really like the top 2 plays here. I would not be shocked if they take up on a 3-game slate 50+% of my mid lane ownership. Heading over to support now. So support, you don't really have to worry too much. I mean, Dwayne started in the last game for LNG over Iwandi. You might not even get there all that much since they're both huge underdogs. They're on the same team, but Iwandi was playing the previous 2 games. Now Dwayne got back in the lineup. So I believe that these first 6 names that you see on the screen are the ones that you can feel pretty confident about that they're going to be going out there and starting. So let me just pull this up here. So at the top, Crisp for Funplex Phoenix there's some really strong options on this slate. There's going to be probably 3 guys that really stand out as players that can just produce a really high 60 plus point, 70 even winning score. One of them is an underdog, which is good. Maybe you get a little bit of less ownership on him. The other 2 are the top 2 players in the slate, Crisp and Xiaoyu C. So Crisp is going to pick up around 10.3 assists per contest, about a half a kill per contest. 5,800 is the biggest favorite. Yeah, I think it looks fine. You're not getting a lot of damage, 6.9%. You're not getting a lot of kills, only 0.5 kills per contest, but you're getting just a lot of other fantastic things, not dying a lot, obviously picking up those assists, averaging 10.3 assists per contest through 24 games. Well, you get the 2-point bonus if you get 10 assists in a round, right? So Crisp stands out. I like Xiaoyu C more if you're just looking for a one-off or a 2-man stack. Xiaoyu C for 5,600. Not as big of a favorite, which is a downside, but a sample size of 5 extra games, getting 1.8 kills per contest, actually producing kills, over 1 kill more per contest than anybody else in the slate. Leads the slate in assists at 10.4, leads the slate in damage percentage. So this is actually a lethal support player. Again, a favorite here at 5,600. So I would prefer Xiaoyu C than Crisp. Then I would actually jump down to JD Gaming with Lemeu, and you get right here a $4,800 player who, yes, is a plus 140 underdog against E-Star. But if you're going for maybe a 3-man stack or even a 4-man stack of JD Gaming as a slight underdog, I think getting to obviously their AD carry that we talked about, but also, or their mid lane that we talked about, we'll talk about the AD carry, but also getting to the support player here. This is a solid support player. You're going to get LeMay getting just 2.2 deaths per contest, second fewest in the slate, actually right there with a virtual tie for the best kill participation on the slate, and has 9 assists per contest, third best in the slate, and finishing well above anybody else for third place, over 2 more than anybody else in the slate below him. So, yeah, I think that those are the 3 support players that stand out the most. The 2 top price guys I would rank at Xiaoyu C, Crisp, Lemeu, and if you're going with a 4-man underdog stack of JD Gaming, which I think seems very appealing and probably something that a good amount of people will do, including myself, you get the 4-man stack there, you put their AD carry in the captain spot, you put Lemeu in the support spot, fill out the rest, and then get to one of these top price, probably Funplex Phoenix 3-man stacks to fill it out. For Mark and Dwayne, not much interest. I mean, Mark will probably be in a player pool for me, but even in victories, Mark is 1, at risk of being substituted out, but 2, not somebody who scores a ton of points, whereas LeMay in victories as an underdog is somebody who does score a good amount of points. So I think it'll be a tight player pool of around 4 guys for support for me. AD carry now, so E-Star. So you're going to get a couple of really nice options here. I've talked about already JD Gaming as a very strong underdog 4-man stack to get different. We'll see if they end up being popular. But what you're getting is Loken at just $7,200 as an AD carry. You throw that $7,200 player who has 85, 90 point upside and ceiling in a victory into the captain spot, and you have a lot of money to work with. You can then throw LWX into your AD carry spot and finish out with a 3-man Funplex Phoenix spot, right? Things like that. So Loken at 7,200 looks very strong, leads this slate right now in creep score per minute. Out of all the starters, is in second place at 85.7 kills participation, dies the least per contest. So I think this is a really good spot for Loken as a slight underdog when you're talking about just game theory and getting a little bit different. As a team right now, they're only dying 9.6 times per contest, JD Gaming, which is very good. Not picking up a ton of deaths at all, and that gives them at least an upside when you just look at it. It makes it a little bit more of a challenge for E-Star to pick up a victory. Now, Wink at the top, LWX, the 2 most expensive AD carries, yes, they're going to be fantastic. They're the 2 biggest favorites. Once again, I'm very surprised that Funplex Phoenix AD carry is not more expensive as a big favorite. But the statistics don't lie. Wink has a 30.3% damage rate, 7.4 assists, 5.2 kills per contest. Those lead the slate. Wink at 8,200 is completely fine if you want to get there. Obviously, don't be stacking Wink with Loken since they're facing each other. LWX, so I would rank it as right now on this slate, Wink, LWX, and then I would actually go to Loken over Billy Gaming's Genu J for the next favorite on the slate. It's just a huge drop off after that. If you want to look, so Azura and Light, LNG, if you really wanted to get different, and I mean, look, they're plus 463 favorite, but it's not like these upsets don't happen here and there, and they're going to be like 1 or 2% on. So if you have 3 or 4% of them, just keep an eye on it, because Light started the last game, although Azura was starting as of late. Light's only started about 20% of the games this year, so keep an eye on it. But if you get Light starting, not really going to have any interest, but again, if you're just going to make some underdog stacks, fine. But if you get Azura starting, it gives me a little bit more interest, just a better player overall, actually creates a lot of damage, 30% damage rate, good amount of assists, average assist and kills on this slate. Final positional spot, and I'll once again call out that you can get this course that I did make. So the logistics of it is it's linked down below. You click on that, it takes you to the course page. There's a video of me just telling you more in depth about the promo code and the link to get the course for free as an add-on. All you have to do is deposit $10 onto Monkey Knife Fight, and you get also a bonus from Monkey Knife Fight on that. So pretty cool trying to work this out, and if it works well and people enjoy it, I'll probably do something similar with our NFL course. The NFL course last year, if you remember, it was a $90 value, and if we could shrink that, sometimes it started as $100, then went down to $90. If we could shrink that to $10, 90% discount, that helps everybody. Helps the consumer, helps myself having a partnership, obviously helps Monkey Knife Fight getting people to sign up. So it seems like a very win-win-win situation. So I'm hoping that it goes well. So junglers, now you do have two expensive junglers, the two bigger favorites, E-Star and Funplex Phoenix. Junglers over 7K, I consider expensive. You're getting some approaching 7,500 with Wii. So they are the two best junglers on the slate. Wei is actually more active in the assist department. 10.9 assists per contest for a jungler is very good. A decent damage percentage. Kill participation out of all the starters is second best. So yeah, that looks okay. But once again, JD Gaming is going to look strong. When you have Canavi as a $6,800 jungler with a 45.5 Monkey Knife Fight prop, which even in a loss, that looks good to me, to be honest with you. The over there, in a victory, going to smash that by like 30 points. So I do like Canterbury's over for the Monkey Knife Fight spot there. Least deaths per contest, most kills per contest, highest kill participation, highest damage percentage. This is a very good jungler. We know you're going to get points. Even in a loss, you might still get a 50 burger out of Canterbury. So that is probably my favorite jungler in the slate when you factor in just ownership. I think is going to be high actually, just based on the price point here. But these three top junglers are the ones that stand out the most. After that, you're just throwing darts, in my opinion. I'll have slight exposure to them, but Tian, Wii, and Canavi are going to be the best options in my opinion. Canavi, Wii, and Tian in that order, also in my opinion. Canavi a plus 140 underdog for JD Gaming. And finally, the team spots. So per usual, if you have been watching me, I usually keep most of the team spots in there if Victory 5 is playing because they're just so bad, winning like 4% of the rounds. I usually exclude them. I'll make a decision if I'm going to exclude LNG or not, but based on my projections, you can get those on Patreon, link below. My projections will probably not have a lot of points for LNG because I'm just going to project them to lose based on Vegas odds, but I might just keep them in there and increase randomness to see if I get a little bit more LNG. And by a little bit more, maybe not their exact team spot, but their overall stacks, 2, 3-man stacks, maybe even a 4-man stack. But for the most part, if I'm doing a JD Gaming 4-man stack, I probably have a Funplex Phoenix 3-man stack with their team in there. Same thing if I'm doing an E-Star 4-man stack. Maybe I'll take Billy Gaming or Dominus Esports, the opposite side of that, put one of their team spots in the captain spot. So just looking at some of these games, the team that usually plays the longest, about 35 minutes per contest, is E-Star. JD Gaming plays around 33 minutes per contest, doesn't die a lot. So you might actually see that game going a little bit longer. So you won't get the 2-point bonuses for the win in under 30 minutes from these teams probably, but you get a longer round, and longer rounds means more kills. So it's more advantageous even in a loss for the cheap price points of JD Gaming, which just makes them appealing once again. They have the third best KDR in the slate at 1.34, only behind the two big favorites. So it seems like a very strong spot for JD Gaming. I assume that they'll be popular. We'll just see we'll have to see how popular they are, but all things check out as they look good, as well as the two favorites. So that's where I'm at right now for this 2 a.m. slate for Tuesday, April 7th. Be sure to check out Patreon down below if you want projections, you want rankings, any of that. I have CSGO projections and rankings as well. Rocket League, the 1 or 2 times a week that you get it, we have rankings and data sheets as well. So check all that out. Be sure if you want to get into this League of Legends course that I created over the past couple of days, talks about the basics all the way up to the specifics of rules and optimizers and ownership and how I weight different things. So you can check all of that out. That is linked down below the course. And again, Monkey Knife Fight is sponsoring that course. It should be as an add-on bonus now if you just sign up $10. So that course is going to be around the 75-80% discount for right now. So thank you. Appreciate you tuning in. Hit the subscribe button before you go. My name's Sal Vetri. Peace out, gang, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed that video. Above my head, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, I do ask you if you can please hit that subscribe button. Helps me out a good amount to reach more people. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's over there. Right in the corner is my @SalVetriDFS Twitter. And then above, you'll find my Patreon link. You can click on that if you want more exclusive content for me. Or a video is going to pop up, so why don't you check that one out as well. I think it's going to be beneficial for you. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.